Hi guys, hello. Westside Wellbeing is. Welcome for our yoga session. Just going to adjust my mat a tiny little bit. Yeah. So, all you need for our session today is a mat or a space to lie down where you're going to be comfortable. And yeah, let's begin. Grab some water maybe if you want that. Turn off any distractions, anything that is going to buzz or vibrate or ping. If you can, close the doors. And just come to lie down on your mat. This time of year can be quite a busy one, so we're going to really focus on just embracing some calm as we stretch the body, finding a little bit of balance. But we start, as we always do in our yoga practice, just by giving ourselves a chance to arrive. So just being still. Noticing how you're feeling. And maybe for the first time today, giving yourselves a chance to let go. And you might notice that it's a little bit easier to let go when you exhale. Letting the bones and muscles start to feel heavier. Allowing yourselves here to feel completely supported by the ground, the mat, the floor beneath you. And let's see if we can start to take a slightly deeper inhale through the nose and a slightly longer exhale. Each inhale a little bit longer and each exhale a little bit longer. And taking 5 more breaths. Lovely. And on your next inhale, we're going to bend into the right knee, interlace the fingers around the top of the shin, and start to squeeze and hug the right knee down towards the right shoulder. Every time you exhale, let the knee soften and get a little bit closer to the shoulder. You can have the left leg strong and straight away from you, or you could bend into that left leg and just bring the foot to the floor, whatever works best. And then from here, let's start to add in a little ankle circle. Maybe noticing if there's any clicks or cracks. And then circle the ankle back around the other way. And finding stillness in the ankle. Bring the hands to the back of the thigh and then start to circle into the knee. One of those joints that we really notice when things go wrong, but we don't often spend that much time really focusing on the mobility in the knee. We're going to turn that leg back around the other way. Nice. Finding stillness here. Right hand to the right knee, left hand to the left hip, and then just start to circle into the right hip. And back the other way. And then just bring the foot to the floor. Have a bend in the knee and bring the sole of the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. So you're opening up into that right hip. And you can stay here. This is a reclined tree pose. Or you could bring one hand onto your chest and one hand onto your belly. And this gives you the opportunity to just feel how the breath is moving through the body. And it's a really lovely way to just calm down. Feel how you're feeling rather than letting the mind and the brain race ahead with different thoughts. Just connect back to how you're actually feeling as we breathe here 3 more times. Excellent. Release the hands from your body and gently help the right thigh up to center. And then we're going to hug that right shin back in towards the body. All the focus on the right side for the moment. This time though, extend the right leg up towards the ceiling. You don't have to have a straight leg. You can have a bend in the knee. You can have the hands to the back of the thigh. And then we're just going to start to point and flex through the toes. So you've got a few things going on here. We're starting to warm up into the hamstrings, the back of the calf. But you're also just working a little bit more into that ankle. Maybe the toe joints are clicking and getting involved. Excellent. And then just finding stillness. Maybe start to push the heel up towards the ceiling. So you are strengthening into those hamstrings, lengthening them. And then bend back into the right knee. And now we're going to come into a twist. So we take the right knee across the body, all the way over to the left-hand side, right hip stacked on top of the left. And then reach the right arm away from you. Gaze follows the fingertips. If you haven't got the space, the arm could come up above the head. Just see what works for you. And try and breathe here, even though there might be some restriction now because of this twist. See if you can breathe just as deeply as you were doing as we lay on our backs. Nice. Just a couple more breaths here. Inhale, we slowly start to come all the way back onto our back. If it feels right for you, maybe give your right shin another little squeeze in towards the body and then extend right leg out to meet the left and just find stillness. We started the practice by being curious, by checking in with how we're feeling and see if there's any new sensations now coming up for you in the body, in the mind. particularly as we've worked one side of the body and not so much the other side. So you might be feeling some differences. Nice. Lovely focus. Let's inhale. Left knee in towards the body now. Interlace the fingers around the top of the left shin and start to squeeze and hug that left knee down towards the left shoulder. Right side of the body, stay super glued to the mat or bend into that right knee, right foot to the floor. Just see what feels better for your body. It's your practice. And we want to move in a way that we can breathe in and out through the nose throughout the whole of the practice. So if you find you start to hold your breath or clench your teeth or screw up your face, then it's a little signal from the body that you might be pushing yourself a bit further than you're ready to go. From here, you can add in that little ankle roll through the left ankle. And then back the other way. Excellent. Stillness in the ankle, bring the hands to the back of the thigh. Start to circle around into that left knee. So you can see, like me, you could keep your right leg bent the whole time or have it extended away. Circling back round. Nice. Slide the right hand to the right hip. This time left hand to the left knee as we circle round into that left hip. And back the other way. Now, just like before, we're going to bring the left foot to the floor. Keep a bend in the knee and then bring the sole of the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. So we're just opening now into that left hip. And again, you could bring one hand onto the chest and one hand onto the belly and maybe even swap it around. So it's a different way around than you had on the other side. And we're just gifting ourselves this stillness. Lovely. Releasing the hands. Bring the left knee back up to center and you can hug it in towards the body. And then we're going to release the left leg up. Bring the hand to the back of the left thigh and point and flex through the toes to start off with. Maybe as you do this, you notice different sides of the body feel different in the postures. If there's a particular place where you find there's a little bit of tightness or tension, maybe holding there just to breathe into it to try and release it. And when you want to, bring stillness into the ankle and just push the left heel up towards the ceiling. Excellent. Bending into that left knee, you can hug it in towards the body again, and then we take the knee across, this time over towards the right hand side. So the knee comes to the floor, or it might hover, or you could rest it on a fist. Left hip is on top of the right hip now, and you're releasing the left fingertips away, and the gaze follows. I like a hand on the thigh here, it just helps keep me secure as I try and release the shoulders, particularly that left shoulder, down towards the mat. On your next inhale, let's roll all the way back onto our back and hug the left knee back in towards the body before we extend the left leg all the way away from us. Excellent. Just find your stillness here. Just take a moment. On an inhale, we're going to reach the arms all the way up above the body and come into a full body stretch, reaching the toes away, pushing the heels away. And then relax here with the arms up above the head, interlace the thumbs, and then just start to walk the hands over towards the right hand top corner of your mat, and then the feet to the bottom right hand corner. Your shoulders, your hips, all soft, all relaxed. Maybe you're crossing the left ankle on top of the right. Couple more breaths here. Inhaling, coming all the way back to center, cross the thumbs the other way, and then walk the hands over to the top left corner of the mat and the feet to the bottom left corner, with that same option to cross the ankles if you like. And then on an inhale, come all the way back to center. And as you exhale, just let the arms come all the way down beside you. As you inhale, we're going to float the arms all the way up above the head. Exhaling, arms come down. Inhaling to float the arms up. Exhaling. Inhale. This time as you exhale, option to bend the knees in towards the body as the arms come down. Give yourselves a little hug and then inhale to release everything away. You can bring the feet to the floor or extend them all the way away. And then inhale, everything comes back to center. Exhale to extend. 2 more. Inhaling to let everything extend, and then exhaling, give yourself a big hug, a nice big squeeze, maybe rock gently from left to right. Bringing the hands to the back of the knees, we're going to rock and roll up and down the spine, forwards and backwards. Have a little play around. If this doesn't feel good for your spine, you can roll onto your side and push yourselves up. And then eventually we're going to come all the way up to a seated position. So just find a cross-legged seated position that's comfortable for you. You could sit on a cushion. If cross-legged doesn't work, try elevating your hips like with a cushion, or just extend the legs, lean up against a wall. You could do this from a chair if you prefer. You want to ground down the sit bones and stack the spine so that you can breathe easily in and out through the lungs. Nice. Now from here, just let the chin drop towards the chest. And inhale, bring one ear to one shoulder, doesn't matter which. And exhaling back to center. Inhaling the other way. And exhaling. Just keep rolling the chin from side to side. Nice. Next time the ear comes down towards the left shoulder, let's just hold it there. And you could bring the right hand down to the mat in line with the right hip. And maybe float the left hand up to rest on top of the head. That might just help deepen the stretch for you. Excellent. Bring the left hand down to the floor. Keep the head where it is and start to reach the right arm up and over. And you might want to start to twist the neck, gaze up towards the lifted fingertips, maybe coming all the way down onto your left forearm. Nice. Inhale to come all the way back up. If you want to just shrug through the shoulders here, you can. And then back the other way. Nice. Dropping the right ear down towards the right shoulder. Maybe left fingertips come to the floor. Maybe the right hand comes up to rest on their head. Excellent. Release the right hand down, keep the head where it is, but just start to reach the left fingertips up and over, maybe coming all the way down onto the forearm, maybe gaze is up towards the lifted arm. Try and keep those sit bones rooted down into the mat. Excellent. Inhale to come all the way back up. Cross your legs the other way around. We take seated cat and cow. I just turn to the side so you can see what's going on with my spine. We inhale, chest open, shoulder blades squeeze, gaze goes up. And as you exhale, arch, tuck the chin, rocking backwards. Inhaling to come forward. Exhale, really think about hollowing out through the belly, tucking the chin. 3 more reps. Excellent. On your next inhale, come all the way forwards, plant the hands down, and let's take a tabletop position. So hands are underneath the shoulders, spread nice and wide, knees are underneath the hips, tops of the feet pushing down. Have your middle finger point towards the top of your mat. Push down into your left hand. Bring your right fingertips to the side of your head, and as you inhale, start to open the chest. Gaze goes up towards the lifted elbow, and as you exhale, point the elbow down. 4 more like this. Inhale to lift. Exhale. Inhaling. And exhaling. 2 more. Last one. Nice. Right hand comes down. Same thing on the left. Left fingertip to the side of the head. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 3 more. Move with your breath. Let's take 1 more. Nice, bringing the left hand down to the mat. So we're starting to warm up into those shoulders a bit. So if you just want to lower and squeeze the shoulder blades together, so you're sort of lowering the chest down and then push up through the shoulder blades. So we drop the chest down, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then push up as if the shoulder blades are coming apart. Let's do that again, maybe 4 more times. We can carry a lot of tension in our shoulders and in our neck, so just finding different ways to move, to release. Excellent. And then from here, let's come all the way down onto our forearms. Elbows are underneath the shoulders, fingertips are pointing forwards, but your hips are still above your knees. We're going to take cat and cow from here, and it gives us a chance to access our shoulders again in a different way. So as you inhale, belly drops, sit bones reach up, gaze goes up. As you exhale, start to arch the spine, tuck the chin, suck the belly button in. Inhaling and exhaling. Taking 3 more. Excellent. Finding your way to a neutral spine and carry on walking the hands forwards. Forehead comes down towards the mat, maybe onto a cushion, as we take our melting heart pose. Hips stay stacked up above those knees. If you feel super comfortable here, you can bend into the elbows, bring the hands into a prayer behind the back of the head. Couple more breaths. Excellent. As you inhale, lift the head and just lift up slightly onto the arms so you can walk over towards the right hand side of your mat. Lowering the head down again, lowering the chest, hips are high. Feeling a stretch now into the left side of your torso. Lovely. As you inhale, start to walk all the way back to center and then over towards the left-hand side. And then come all the way back to center. Now lifting up the head, look forwards. We're going to travel all the way onto our bellies. So your shoulders are stacked above your elbows. The fingertips are pointing forward. Feet can be hip distance or a little bit wider. And if it feels intense on your lower back, just slide the hands further away. And again, still working into the shoulders a bit, you have the option just to lower the head. Letting the weight of your head release into the shoulder blades. Excellent. Inhale, lifting the head up. We're going to slide the right knee out in line with the right hip. Again, remember, if it feels intense, just move the arms a little bit further away. We hold here for a few breaths. Nice. And then lower all the way down onto your stomach, but keep the right knee out to the side. Your gaze can go towards the right-hand side as we just completely settle and relax here on the mat. You can stay still here, or option just to lift the right foot and lower. So we're getting a little extra mobility work into our hip here. Moving with your breath, just going 3 more times. And then release the right leg. We're going to extend the right leg all the way out to meet the left. So let the arms come down beside you. Settle. Settle in the same way that we did when we were lying on our backs earlier. And then taking your gaze over to the left-hand side. We slide the left knee out in line with the left hip. You can keep the arms beside you or bend into the elbows. And just relax here. Option to add in that hip rotation by lifting into the left foot and lowering. Try 3 more. Excellent. Keep the knee where it is as you start to lift up. Elbows underneath shoulders, fingertips pointing forwards, gaze ahead. Sometimes we notice that absent-mindedly we start to squeeze or tense places that we just don't need to be. So if you can, let them release and relax on the exhale. Now is your invitation to do so. And then we extend the left leg back out to meet the right. So we're back into Sphinx pose. Now, this time round, you can stay here or bow the head like we did before. If you want to, just turn the hands out, start to straighten the arms, lift the chest, seal variation, maybe taking the feet a little wider, maybe bending into the knees. That's an option if it feels nice. We're going to hold here for 3 breaths. You can lower those legs if the knees are bent. Lower down onto the elbows. But walk the hands in towards the body as we start to push ourselves back to take a child's pose. Knees go wide, big toes touch. Hips push back towards the heels. Settling the forehead down towards the mat. The hips towards the heels. On an inhale, reach the right arm all the way up towards the ceiling. Gaze follows the fingertips. And as you exhale, thread the right arm underneath the left, right ear to the floor. And then let's reach the right arm all the way out. Lift the left arm, gaze follows the fingertips, and then thread the left arm underneath the right, left ear to the floor. And then let's release the left arm out to meet the right. And we're going to tuck the toes under and push up into our first and only downward facing dog of our practice today. So let's keep it nice and juicy. Feet hip distance, pedal through the legs. Maybe finding stillness. Aim is to have a lovely long flat spine. It doesn't matter if the knees are bent. Rotate the armpits towards each other so it feels like you're creating space in between your shoulder blades. And then let's drop the knees down to the mat. Hips to heels. And then walk the hands in towards the body, keeping the chin tucked to the chest as you roll all the way up. When you get here, just check in if there's a movement that you feel your body needs to make. And then go ahead and move. Trying to move mindfully rather than on autopilot. And then let's slide the legs out in front of us and come all the way down onto our backs again, but have a bend in the knees, soles of the feet to the floor. check that your feet are close in towards your sit bones. You can touch your heels. And we're just going to roll up the spine as you inhale and roll all the way down as you exhale. Nice. Just 4 more times. Rolling up and rolling back down. Using your breath to guide you here. Excellent. Maybe just hug the knees in towards the chest again. Gently rock from left to right. Bring the feet to the floor. Slide the soles of the feet together as the knees open out wide. So you can have the feet close in towards the body if that feels nice, or further away. Just get to that point that feels good for your hips. You could have the hands beside you. You could rest the hands on the belly, or maybe bring the arms up above the head, grabbing hold of wrists, forearms, elbows. On your next exhale, let the arms come all the way down beside the body. Use your hands to help bring the thighs together, the knees together, as we start to extend into our final posture of this practice. So we've just got a few minutes here of stillness. And this is the posture that we've been working towards, getting all of that stretching, using up that energy, getting it all out of our system so that we can start to feel comfortable being still and silent. Still in the body and still in the mind. On your next inhale, slowly starting to take a slightly deeper, longer inhale through the nose. long exhale. As you inhale, maybe wiggle your fingers, your toes. As you exhale, you can rotate into the wrists, the ankles, maybe roll the head from side to side. Option to bring the arms up above the head, finding a full body stretch. And then releasing the arms beside you, rolling over onto your right hand side. When you're ready, pushing yourself up to find a comfortable seated position just to finish out your practice. Take a moment to notice anything, everything that might have changed for you over the last 45 minutes. Acknowledge that you created that 45-minute space to practice. And let's finish with a sighing breath, inhaling and exhaling out through the mouth. Thank you so much for joining me for your practice. Have a fantastic rest of your day, whatever you are doing. And remember, when everything starts to get a bit frantic and a bit hustle and bustle, you've always got the mats. You've always got your yoga to help calm things down. Namaste. Thanks so much, guys. We will have more Westside Wellbeing for you next Wednesday. So hopefully see you again.